But now it's time to start back here. Jeffrey Field, Penn State Nittany Lions, Liberty Flames. We are underway, and Penn State's going to try and take it off first. It'll be battled for in the midfield. Now Amelia White will get her first touch on the ball. She cuts in on her left foot on the outside of the 18. Down towards Hocking, she tried to play it to Schlegel. That will be cleared off the line for now. Giving chase to that is Ellie Wheeler. She has a little bit of a bump, and the Flames will take over. Cassie Hyde, the center back, plays a little bit defense, and that will be dropped back for the Flames. They'll get things going.
Yeah, and this is a Flames team that is really heavy on shots attempted, dominating, playing on the Penn State third. See if they're able to be successful against a tough Big Ten opponent.
Mika Scheiman plays it back for Penn State keeper Catherine Asman, who looks for Maddie Myers. Scheiman scored her first career goal this season here at Jeffrey Field, and even got herself a second, a big move for the sophomore international from Germany. Hyatt with it now plays it back to Scheiman as Penn State looks to organize and get things going out of their own end. She'll play it forward, finds Amelia White on that near side. Tries to make a couple moves and get around the defender. Still with the ball, now getting it back towards Kate Wiesner, who finds Corey Dyke, one of the veteran midfielders of Penn State. Dyke around the circle, drops it back for Scheiman. Tries to break towards the midfield here, and she'll try and play it to that far side for Penelope Hocking, as you mentioned, the USC transfer, who played really well for the Trojans, and she's fouled and win Penn State a free kick.
Yeah, that's exactly what Penn State needs to do. Again, be attacking. Liberty's been attacking everyone, out shooting their opponents 96-45 this season. If Penn State can put Liberty on their heels, put them in a position they have not been in all season.
Yeah, the Flames have been really great. As of recent, we mentioned a 3-game winning streak. This is a big measuring stick game for them. Even just a draw would be a great success for the Flames as they come into this big road test to end their non-conference slate. They play Penn State tonight, and then they're going to play at Pitt in their next matchup to finish off before starting their conference play. This is Penn State's last non-conference game before entering Big Ten play, and it's been pretty successful so far. Both teams 4-1-1. We'll see what the Nittany Lions have going for this free kick.
Yeah, a little different for the Liberty, as we talked about, very successful. But they're only 1-1-1 on the road. They're scoring most of the roads, only 1 goal scored on the road. See what they can do here at Jeffrey Field.
Corey Dyke played it in for Allie Schlegel, who headed it just wide of that far post. And it looks like that may have taken a deflection. It'll be a Penn State corner. Amelia White waiting short if she needs it. The corner into the near post, headed and into the goal! Penn State takes an early 1-0 lead. It looks like Mika Scheiman was the one who got her head on it. Corner to the near post, and Scheiman, we just talked about, scored her first career goal this year. Now she has her third. She's getting them in bunches. The biggest players out on the pitch today, using her size, getting up and placing that header in the perfect spot. Liberty kickoff looks to be one back. Meredith King battling for it with Penelope Hocking. It'll be a throw-in for the Flames. Right near that park out Harmony, making some noise. Battled for along the far end, and now chipped in, but Cassie Hyatt will be able to handle for the Nittany Lions. So, like we said, Liberty going to be tested. They've been cruising, they've been scoring a lot, they haven't had to deal with a lot of shots against. But now tonight, already down 1-0. We'll see if the strategy changes, if Liberty will try to chase back that goal or try and just play defense and keep it at a 1-goal deficit for now.
Yeah, I mean, the bad news is Liberty gave up a goal less than 3 minutes in the game. The good news is there's still 87 minutes to go in the game. Liberty has a lot of time to basically stick to their game plan. Down 1-0, nothing should change for the Flames team right now.
And the Flames have 7 goals during their 3-game winning streak, so averaging over two goals a game. So they've been fine offensively. But we'll see if their defense can hold up against what's been a pretty potent Penn State attack. Grace Spade fighting for it in midfield, one back by the Nittany Lions. Here's Amelia White. White attempt to play it for Wiesner, but that will be one back by Sadie Holland, who will try and push things forward for the Flames. Holland looking on the far side. That'll be cut off by Ellie Wheeler, Penn State's left back, and now Cassie Hyde has it and can organize. And the Nittany Lions, they want to ambush Liberty. I think they're going to want to. They got on the board early. We're less than 5 minutes into the match, and Penn State can get another goal quickly. They can kind of deplete the Flames and extinguish them early.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the big thing. Penn State, they're looking to blitz them early, put Liberty in a deep hole, and basically play right into Liberty's hands, basically kill that momentum. Liberty, as we said, very confident coming into this matchup, but if Penn State can get up early, see what Liberty's made of.
Here come the Flames on that far side. Ellie Wheeler battling it out with it looks like Meredith King down there. Wheeler's going to win the battle for now, make a nice move to evade her and not give up the corner kick. Natalie Wilson fighting for it now. And eventually it'll be cleared by Ellie Wheeler. Back to retrieve that one is Rebecca Ernest, rather. My mistake. And Ernest has it now. Try and get things reorganized for Liberty, who have not seen much of the goal yet. No shots for them in this match thus far.
Yeah, as we said, they're a team that has 96 shots on goal this season, so they're a team that prides themselves on getting a lot of shots and capitalizing when they get the opportunities. Haven't been able to do that in the early going against Penn State.
Some physical play, one by Hyatt. Wilson did not see the defender coming back. Really nice job there by Rachel DeRuby to win that ball. Now the Flames have won themselves a free kick. So a little bit more power. Not too much possession yet for Liberty, but they're won themselves a free kick in Penn State's half and now can push some players forward. We'll see how eager Rebecca Ernest is to take this kick. She's going to let some of her players get forward and get organized, see if they can pose a threat in Penn State's 18-yard box.
Yeah, this could be the first time really Liberty has a chance to attack this Penn State defense.
Ernest, a good ball in, headed just wide. Really nice job there. Sadie Holland able to get on the end of that ball. The transfer from Ole Miss for the Flames. Really nicely put in by Ernest, but just couldn't get it on goal.
Yeah, Sadie Holland, as you mentioned, the Ole Miss transfer, she's actually the third SEC transfer on this Liberty team that's signed in the last 3 seasons. So the portal, the Liberty Flames have been going down to the Southeast Conference to find some really good, productive players for them.
Now Penn State will look to reorganize, and Amelia White, we mentioned, is her first start tonight. As Scheiman's getting pressured, and the ball eventually is taken away by Chloe Marr. Here's Chloe Marr, gets it back on her right foot. A little back heel action there. Battle for Corey Dyke. Now the Flames have a chance to attack after Scheiman gave it up. Ball back to Chloe Marr. She tries to feed it back through the middle first time. It'll be pressed out initially. Now Amelia White will look to escape. And finally that ball finds Natalie Wilson, and Penn State can evade the Flames' attack. But a little bit of pressure there from Chloe Marr, winning that ball from the Penn State center back and putting some fear into those Penn State defenders. Maybe Liberty starting to create some action here.
Yeah, Liberty definitely has flipped the field already, playing a lot in this Penn State third. We'll see what Liberty can do. They have to be able to keep it over here, cannot give Penn State too many opportunities to attack.
That's right, as Catherine Asman's all the way out, she gives out to Cassie Hyde to try and start things up. Goes over to Corey Dyke. She's going to play it long towards that far near side corner for Amelia White. Amelia White, the freshman, will get to it first. White tries to drive in the inside. Here's Amelia White into the 18. Amelia White driving that goal line, gets it back, tries to play it across. She wins herself a corner. Really nice job by Amelia White, creating something out of a nice ball from Corey Dyke, getting around a couple defenders, and now a corner kick. Same side, and Wiesner's going to take it again. Corner on its way. Goes to the near post again. It'll be headed down by Wheeler only momentarily, and this time it'll be a goal kick. Or my mistake, it looks like it'll be another corner as it gets cleared away. Here's Wiesner's corner. This one goes a little bit towards the far post. It's headed, it's still loose, and now it'll be cleared away. And eventually will find its way out of bounds on the far side for a Penn State throw.
Yeah, an opportunity there. Great kick there by Wiesner. Had a chance there, but Penn State unable to capitalize. Again, Liberty's defense going to be huge.
Schlegel, here's Hocking. Hocking on the right foot. Hocking shoots, deflected, finds back to Amelia White, and then it'll eventually be batted down. And now cleared by Birdie Herman, who did a really great job there in the chaos. Hocking shot blocked, found an open Amelia White, but Birdie Herman, great job to recover for Liberty. And that'll be a Penn State throw. Maddie Myers, her and Amelia White play catch. Here comes Myers driving in. Her cross, deflected away, still being fought for. Hyatt steps up and gives it back to Mika Scheiman. Mika Scheiman, yes, who has the only goal in this game. She tries to play a ball in towards Penelope Hocking. Now Wheeler bats it down. Meredith King was almost there for the Flames. Natalie Wilson plays it in. Looks like it deflected off King. Now they'll say it was off Wilson. It'll be a goal kick for Liberty.
Something mentioned that first goal was credited to Maddie Myers, so Maddie Myers did get credited there for the first goal. Obviously, it was tough for us to see up here on that header.
Yeah, good call. It was hard to tell in the big celebrations batted around, but Mika Scheiman will still be sitting on 2 goals this season. I'm sure she's still happy that her team scored. And Maddie Myers, one of the veterans, one of the captains of this team on that back line. Still a defender getting goals, so still a little bit out of the ordinary. But Myers giving it. Penn State now getting a little bit of press in as goes back to Liberty's keeper. Headed up by Myers. Amelia White tries to bring it down. Battle for a little push in the back, but no call there. It'll be cleared away by Herman. Scheiman bats it down, and now Ellie Wheeler has it. She plays it back to Hyatt. And here's Scheiman. Tries to get it away. She's already given it up one time, and really nice play from the Flames pressing up.
Here we'll get another opportunity to see what Liberty's offense can do. We said they're so potent when they get the chance. See what they can do now against this Penn State defense.
Purdy Herman throwing it in, looking for Haley Engel. That one headed out of play by Maddie Myers. Herman will throw it in once again on this near side. When she once again goes for Engel, this time a bit lower. Now Herman tries to play it in the box. Ellie Wheeler is going to try and greet Meredith King, although that ball goes between both of them. And it looks like Penelope Hocking, the forward, comes to play cleanup, just puts it a goal, deflected out of bounds, and it'll be a Penn State throwing. So the Flames, despite going down early, Maddie Myers' goal, as Adam thankfully corrected us on as it officially scored, has given Penn State the early lead. But now, a little over 10 minutes in this match, and things have evened out. The Flames have certainly gotten into this game and have started to enter themselves into this game. No shots on goal yet, though they did have that headed attempt just wide. So they have shown a little bit of a threat for Penn State, and if the Nittany Lions want to keep this lead or extend this lead, they're going to have to dig in here.
Yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, Liberty, it could have really got bad early as Penn State scores less than 3 minutes in, but they've really started to settle back, and they're doing a really good job now.
Mika Scheiman playing catch with Cassie Hyatt now in defense. Tend to be played up for Penelope Hocking. Hocking, right-footed ball over the top, looking for the speedy Amelia White once again. Amelia White's looked dangerous in this area. She takes the cross first time. Schlegel driving the back post, now headed down by Wheeler and finally cleared away. It'll be a corner kick for Penn State once again on that near side. Right now the Penn State players set up more towards that far post. They were set up for the near post for the first goal. Cross does go towards that far post. Headed up initially and over the bar. It'll be a goal kick for the Flames. So Ainsley Leha will take the goal kick for Liberty. She's been pretty good this season, just .51 goals allowed against, 21 saves this season, 875 save percentage, so she's been quite strong, though she has been beat already in this game early.
Yeah, she's given up a goal early, no saves yet, but as we said, she's a really talented goalie. Just hasn't been tested a lot this season, so Penn State can test her, see what she's really made of in a close game.
Yeah, for the Flames, this is certainly one of the better offensive teams they've faced this season. As we mentioned in the opening, more than doubling their opponent's shot total so far in their first 6 games this season, but tonight Penn State has been up early and often in Liberty's defensive third and have already cracked the scoreboard, leading 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, 96-45 coming to the game. Penn State already out shooting them 3-1 early, so credit to Penn State. They've really flipped it so far. See if they can keep that trend going.
King made a great run all the way across the field for the Flames, but eventually was dispossessed by Amelia White. Now Corey Dyke has it, and she'll drop it back for Cassie Hyatt. Liberty certainly looks like they're trying to play more on the counterattack. We'll see if they can find success in doing so. You certainly watch a lot of soccer where a team plays forward all the time, they have the lead, but then a quick counter from the other team's attackers can suddenly tie the game up or, really pose a threat against a team like Penn State that wants to be on the front foot all the time.
Yeah, Liberty just trying to be opportunistic and trying to capitalize instead of being the aggressors, knowing they're huge underdogs here against Penn State, trying to be aggressive when they get their opportunities.
Nice battle by Engel and Wiesner, and finally, Wiesner, I think, wanted the advantage to be played, but the foul is blown dead, and Penn State will have a free kick just inside Liberty's half. But a really nice battle there from Wiesner and Engel, some physical shoulder to shoulder, but the referee saw a little bit too much eventually and rewarded Penn State the free kick.
Yeah, Wiesner was dealing with a lot of contact there, but fought through, nearly had numbers, but as you said, the official stopped it, so we'll have a free kick.
A lot of Penn State players standing not inside, just on the edge of that 18-yard box. See Allie Schlegel-Mill. Looks like Corey Dyke was going to take it, but now she's going to mosey forward as well, and Mika Scheiman will be the one to take this free kick. Scheiman's kick is more towards the goalkeeper in Ainsley Leha. It'll be all too easy for her. She'll scoop that up and try and start Liberty out the other way. So Leha will try and get Liberty going forward. Their Flames leading goal scorer not in the starting 11 tonight, McKinley Burkett. So it'll be up to some of the other players. Players like Sadie Hollow and Chloe Marr, who all have just 1 goal on the season. Someone will have to step up and try and earn maybe their second, or maybe someone will even earn their first goal for the Flames if they want to try and get back in this contest.
Yeah, as we said, McKinley Burkett is not in the lineup as of right now, so it's definitely going to have to be someone else for the Flames stepping up in her absence.
Wiesner plays it out to Maddie Myers. Myers will dribble and switch the play over to Cassie Hyde, who stands in the middle of the circle. Hyatt's attempts blocked by Chloe Marr, and Mika Scheiman will have to give chase and try and start up again for Penn State. Liberty definitely has tightened up the defense. A couple corner kicks, all in that near side corner so far in this game, as Chloe Marr continues to give Mika Scheiman some trouble, and Scheiman will wisely play that back to her goalkeeper, Asman. But the Flames have definitely looked more poised defensively, haven't really given up as many Penn State chances as it looked like in the first 5 minutes where Maddie Myers was able to score and start off the Nittany Lions tonight. Ball goes out of play, it'll be a Penn State throw. But Adam, I'd certainly say so far, less than 30 minutes to play in the first half, I think Liberty's main thing, they figured out defensively, but they haven't really been able to sustain an attack, and I think that'll be the key thing they look to do throughout the last 28 minutes or so in this first half.
Yeah, they've been an offense-first team all season, and from what we saw, and now you see them coming in here against Penn State, they've had to play a lot of defense. That's going to be the big thing. No sustainable attack so far by the Flames. Obviously an opportunity right here. See what they can capitalize. They're going to have to capitalize on these opportunities if it's still going to be so few and far in between.
Throwing into the box, headed up. Hit out at first by Mika Scheiman. Now Amelia White recovers and will try and use that speed to drive the other way. Here's Amelia White. She'll slow down and try and play it to midfield to Natalie Wilson, but that one was picked off, and here comes the Flames. On the far side, there's Meredith King. King trying to dance around Ellie Wheeler. Now drives towards the goal line and into the corner. King falls down. A little bit of contact. See what the call is. And it looks like it'll be a goal kick for Penn State. So nice little battle there by Ellie Wheeler and Meredith King in that corner. Good job by Wheeler holding her ground, not allowing the Flames to win their first corner of the match.
Yeah, that's what you needed there. Wheeler playing good defense. And as we said, so far corners right now 4-0 in the favor of the Nittany Lions. Like to keep it that way, really limit Liberty's opportunities.
Yeah, the biggest chance for Liberty was off a set piece. It was a free kick just inside Penn State's half, and it was very threatening. Nearly beat Catherine Asman at her near post, but just went wide. So you don't want to give Liberty some free set pieces, some free avenues to try and get in this game. Hyatt tries to dries up, she falls, and now the Flames almost win it back, but Hyatt's forced to foul. And Liberty has a free kick. One thing that has definitely been seen, especially from Chloe Marr of the Flames, a lot of some pressing for them, not letting the Cassie Hyatt and Mika Scheiman be comfortable in defense. As Flames have another free kick, and they're not going to waste any time getting their players up in the box.
Yeah, and I think that's one huge thing there Liberty's been able to do is be very offensive towards the Penn State defenders, trying to get steals as Liberty's going to get their first free kick and give themselves opportunities maybe with numbers that they wouldn't have just setting up against this good Penn State defense.
Yes, Sadie Holland was posing a threat again, and now Liberty can have their first corner kick. Birdie Herman will be set up to take it. Herman takes that one short, going to Grace Spade, who puts in the secondary ball, headed out initially by Kate Wiesner. Liberty still with it, will try and set things up. Now they'll play it back. But on the chase was Natalie Wilson, now recovered by the Nittany Lions. They'll try and play up. Ball across goes to Amelia White. Amelia White trying to gallop up. Making a run on the far side is Natalie Wilson, the midfielder. Amelia White taking on Birdie Herman, now took that corner kick. Amelia White gets by Herman. Amelia White cutting in on her left. Amelia White still on it. She passes. Schlegel's shot just wide.
Yeah, great job there by Amelia White, but as you look, Natalie Wilson set all that up, being very aggressive when Liberty had the ball on their side, was able to force a turnover and lead a run out for the Nittany Lions. So great defense there by Natalie Wilson, turning into offense for Amelia White.
Yeah, and White did a great job galloping by defenders Herman, Salazar, leaving them all in the dust. And eventually finding Schlegel, who uncharacteristically didn't get a lot of pace on that ball, sending it wide, but still pretty slow. I have a feeling that Leha would have been able to save that one either way. Now Engel recovers that goal kick, goes back to Birdie Herman. Herman playing it far, headed up by Maddie Myers, who tries to recover. Myers boxing out Engel. Already some physicality early in this game, as Herman wins it back for the Flames. Now Chloe Marr. Marr with Dyke on her back, plays it through, looking for Birdie Herman. I'll see if the flag goes up. Looks like I believe she was offsides, but either way, it's going Penn State's way. Referee pointing back for the Nittany Lions. Actually, the call will be that it went out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Maddie Myers. It's definitely a close play, but a pretty nice run from Herman. Just wasn't able to keep that ball in.
Yeah, I think Herman knew she was out of bounds, offside to just let the ball go out of bounds there for the Flames.
So here's Hocking, who was able to score her first Penn State goal on the road trip. So Amelia White gets it back. Amelia White, who was getting her first start, still looking for that first goal. She's definitely looked a threat. Maddie Myers playing it long for Allie Schlegel, who's got some space. Schlegel inside the box tries to take it off her chest. It was always going to be a lot to ask, and I believe she's called offsides. The near sideline official with the flag up, and Schlegel, who found herself in loads of space, made the run just a tad early. But nonetheless, Schlegel starting to make her presence known with a shot wide earlier on an Amelia White cross, and now there, despite being called offsides, starting to remind the Liberty defenders who she is.
Yeah, she has 3 goals on the year, and she's definitely trying to be aggressive here, but maybe just a little bit offsides there. That's going to be where the whistle comes.
Yeah, you can see the Liberty defenders pleading offsides as Kate Wiesner has it back for Nittany Lions. Wiesner will turn around and try and reset things up. Here's Corey Dyke in midfield, back to Maddie Myers. Myers playing it for her other wing back, Ellie Wheeler, who turns around, Meredith King right on her back. And Liberty continues to play a pretty strong press as Chloe Marr tried to chase down Cassie Hylett. Dyke, his pass picked off by Herman. Ball played back across, and Natalie Wilson, who's had a strong last couple minutes, steals away, tries to play it through for Allie Schlegel, but posed no threat to Ainsley Leha. Once again, Flames, they've shown a lot of promise after giving up that first goal to Maddie Myers off a corner kick. They just haven't really gotten a big chance, big shot on goal. Nice little interplay from Flames on that far side there, but Cassie Hyatt was alert to it and was able to play it back to Catherine Asman.
See if Penn State can reset here. They've had all the momentum going their way so far. See if maybe they can add on to this lead and get a good attack.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time in this first half for more goals. And I think Penn State can feel the Flames slowly getting themselves in this game. You can tell that Penn State certainly feels, especially Allie Schlegel in these last couple of minutes, that they do need a second goal. They cannot just sit here with a 1-goal lead all night. The Flames have had a very good offense. Scheiman has it here on the near side in midfield. Plays it back for Maddie Myers. They're a little bit out of position right now. We'll see if they try and switch back. Wiesner tries to play one over the top for Schlegel. Both teams chasing, and Ainsley will have to come out and clear that one outside the 18, but now Myers gets it back. Plays it in for Wilson. Wilson turns on her back, surrounded by some Flames there. Now Haley Engel has it for Liberty. She'll play it back. And finally, the Flames can try and organize, but Penn State showing a little bit of a press themselves as Amelia White forces a bad clear out of bounds by Rebecca Ernest.
And again, Penn State starting to maybe give Liberty a taste of their own medicine. We've seen Liberty's midfielders and offensive players looking to be attacking when Penn State gets to stop. Penn State does it there and forces a turnover.
Schlegel playing a little bit on that right side now, trying to receive the throw-in. Battle for a moment now. Lena James plays it back. Herman tries to start up the Flames, though. Penn State playing deeper and deeper into Liberty's half, causing them more problems. Grace Spade now with it. Plays it far for Rachel DeRuby. DeRuby looking for Meredith King. That ball evaded her and was touched out of bounds by Ellie Wheeler. Now will be a throw-in for the Flames. First couple substitutions of the night will be made. So Grace Spade and Haley Engel will come off for the Flames.
You see Ivy Garner and Annie Slovak entering the game for the Flames.
Potentially some more offensive action for the Flames as they continue to press and cause Penn State some trouble. Here's Chloe Marr trying to take that one first time, but Mika Scheiman was there to block that one off. Hocking has it, and again, that Penn State 1-0 lead is very fragile as the Flames got some fresh legs in there now. Ivy Gardner already causing some pressing issues. As Myers loses that one to Birdie Herman. Here comes Herman coming forward. She tries to send a cross in. Meredith King's going to give chase and grab that ball outside the 18-yard. She tries to play one back to Ivy, but Amelia White was able to recover it, play it back to Myers. So again, the Flames looking a threat, dispossessing some of the Penn State players. Amelia White chased down, but able to get that one to Corey Dyke. Hocking plays it back to Dyke, and the Flames doing a good job making Penn State uncomfortable on the ball in their own half.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. As we said, Liberty hasn't had no shots on goal right now for the Flames, so maybe if they can force a turnover here in Penn State territory, maybe get an attack right away.
Yeah, really nice job with the substitution by Lang Wedemeyer the Liberty Flames coach, getting some fresh legs, seeing that the path for their team is some pressing, some kind of causing trouble for Penn State's defense. And Birdie Herman here with a throw-in. Got Ivy Gardner here on that near side wing. Chloe Marr's been playing central most of the night. Marr gets it back to Gardner. Gardner surrounded by Amelia White and Kate Weiser, and White's got it for the Nittany Lions. She'll play it to Corey Dyke, but again, 3 Flames players around Penn State causing pressure, and finally Maddie Myers will pass it back to Scheiman, start things up the other way. We haven't seen that Penn State Schlegel a couple times in about the 20th minute, making some action, but now the Flames have kind of seized control. They've kind of gotten on the front foot a bit. Still no big shots on target, but you can feel it's coming. One Penn State turnover made by Scheiman or Hyatt, and Chloe Marr, one of these Flames forwards, can get in and possibly even this score up, which would be a backbreaker for Penn State before the half.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State, they've been playing a really good half, but have not been able to sustain a strong attack for a majority of this first half, and that's really been the only problem Penn State's had. They haven't been getting opportunities or capitalizing. Liberty's one play away here from maybe stealing one and tying this thing up.
And Hyatt nearly gave it away to Rachel DeRuby there, and Myers is able to get back on the ball on this near side for Penn State. Even Penn State, despite looking like they have possession, despite looking like they're in control, up 1-0, less than 18 minutes to play in this first half, having some trouble here, losing a bit of that grip they had just, say, 10, 15 minutes ago. And that one's taken away by DeRuby, and Scheiman does a great job just playing safety, boxing out a smaller opponent and clearing that one out of bounds. But Penn State hasn't gotten on out of their own half in some time now as Birdie Herman gets ready to take this throw in for Liberty.
Yeah, Cassandra Hyatt there just with a bad pass over to Scheiman, which nearly caused disaster for the Nittany Lions.
Herman playing catch now, trying to play for Chloe Marr, who chests it down. She's surrounded by Hocking and Hyatt, but she's able to play that one over for Sadie Holland. Holland to the outside for Meredith King. King tries to play a ball in the right to Natalie Wilson, and Wilson will try and start the Flames up going the other way. Hyatt for Penn State. Chloe Marr just lingering in the box for any mistakes. And now Ivy Gardner's going to try and press up on Scheiman. And Marr's still there. Meredith King joining them. Asman trying to clear now. She just kind of has to send it forward. Natalie Wilson was there. And finally, Ellie Wheeler will try and get it back for Penn State. And Wheeler still with it finds Myers. Still, Penn State hasn't gone out of their own half as the Flames continue to press on.
Yeah, I think there was a little miscommunication there initially between Penn State and some of their offensive players trying to leak out. They need help here, and they're going to turn it over again, looks like in their own half.
Flames doing a great job winning that ball back. Maddie Myers will try and really start things up the other way. The Penn State forwards kind of just stagnant. You see Hocking, Schlegel, and Amelia White. They're going to need to try and make some runs forward as Schlegel will finally find herself on the ball. And Penn State can finally escape their own half as they play. Schlegel plays a long ball for Amelia White, goes out of play. It'll be another Flames throw. Looks like our first Penn State substitution is going to happen. I was thinking Jillian Jennings might come in for Cassie High here for some more stability on that back end, but does not look like she's coming in just yet. I see she has her warm-ups off, so we'll see when Penn State will try and make a substitution. Ball's won by Natalie Wilson here, playing it back for Hyatt. Hyatt gives it back to Scheiman. Now Penn State finally a little bit on the front foot, has some of their defending players out towards midfield. Hyatt still being bothered by Chloe Marr, who's done a great job keeping the energy up for Liberty despite being down. Scheiman tries to play through. That ball was batted down only for a moment by Holland. And now Hocking has it. Hocking on her right foot, Hocking back to Dyke. And now Penn State feeling a little more control, except Corey Dyke sends a long ball looking for Amelia White, but maybe thinking just a little bit too much of the freshman forward who was not able to get to that one, and Birdie Herman has another throw-in for the Flames.
And we'll see what Penn State can do here, as we said, as we approach 15 minutes to go here in the first half, see what Penn State can do, because they haven't really been able to attack a lot, but they have flipped the field. They're on Liberty's half, see if they can keep it on this side and maybe find an opening.
And if you want to take one thing positive for Penn State is Meredith King almost takes it away from Hyatt. Ellie Wheeler now on the far side. A positive for Penn State is, despite the Flames doing better pressing, winning the ball back, they haven't really shown any signs in front of goal, any real shots or chances. At least not on, only on set pieces have the Flames really looked a threat for Penn State. And then the Lions with the lead, they're more than willing to hold and take the win on 1-0. There's just so much time left in this match. Still a little bit less than 15 minutes to play in the first, and then a whole nother 45 in the second, so you can't expect Nittany Lions to hold on forever.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, there's really no sustainable attack right now by Liberty. Only one official shot, 0 on goal right now. This is a team, as we said, have 96 shots on goal this season. So, I mean, they're a team that wants to be aggressive, have not been able to do that. We'll see what they can do here for the remainder of the first half and the second half. But if they don't get anything going, Penn State, as you said, would be happy to walk out here with a 1-0 win.
Finally, for Liberty, will give their central striker, who is doing a great job pressing all night, Chloe Marb, a rest. And as I mentioned earlier, Jillian Jennings has entered the match for Mika Scheiben. Cassie Hyatt will stay in with her. And that is Allison Hansford, who's coming for Chloe Marr for Liberty. And Meredith King has come central now for the Flames as they continue to press. Ivy Gardner, more fresh legs. They continue to just push up and give Penn State some problems. Hyatt will go back to Catherine Asman. Asman with the ball. Look for an outlet. She'll go to the just subbed on Jillian Jennings. Played forward and a nice turn there in the midfield. And on her way is Hocking. Hocking just continuing to run into open space. Continue to press on. Still Hocking. Hocking thought about maybe a shot there. They wasn't able to get much on it. Was deflected. Now Birdie Herman with it. And the Flames will clear. Giving chase to that one is Maddie Myers, and still inside the Flames half, she's able to recover. So a nice run there by Penelope Hocking, kind of just driving forward, causing some pressure on those Flames defenders.
Yeah, Hocking kept going, and no one from the Flames stopped her, so she just kept going the whole way down the field, getting Penn State in attack. Now they're looking to set up, maybe find an opening here and look to add on to their lead.
Myers plays it in for Corey Dyke, who is surrounded only for a moment. And now Hyatt looks for an avenue. Battled for there. And now Meredith King has it for the Flames. Devin Olive is the other substitution that came on in the most recent set. She came in and subbed out Amelia White. And now Meredith King will give way for Brianna Myers. So the Flames, I think, understanding their role, keeping a lot of fresh legs on the field, trying to keep a lot of pressure so they can continue to run and sprint at Penn State's defense and hopefully cause a turnover in their sake, try and get that game-tying goal. As you mentioned it plenty of times, less than 12 minutes in this first half, but so much time still to play, and the Flames have looked better and better as this match is going on.
Yeah, the Flames are a team that prides themselves on being the aggressor, winning the shots on goal battle. They have not done that so far, so I mean, they got to keep fresh legs in there and look maybe, as we said, they're missing their leading goal scorer so far, McKinley Burkett. So I mean, they got to find someone else that's going to step up for the Flames and be a consistent offense.
Yeah, and that's a big question. Who can the finisher be, as Ellie Wheeler's throw is won by the Flames at first, but now Devin Olive recovers and battled back and won by Liberty. Who's going to be that one? Because Liberty's looks better in possession now and not trying to just defend, but who's going to be the player that can step up in front of goal and try and finish one? As Rachel DeRuby sends a good ball in, and the Flames are on their way. Ball played back. Ivy Gardner gets it now. Eventually recovered, and here comes Sadie Holland. Holland plays it. Ellie Wheeler is able to play it safely out of bounds. It'll be a Flames throw-in on the far side near the corner flat.
Another opportunity here in the Penn State third. See what Liberty can do. As we said, no official shots on goal. Look, maybe if they can get one and capitalize and tie this thing up.
Throw-in deep is headed up and still sitting there for a moment. Wheeler overhead kick, gets it out. Wilson tries to head it down, but now it goes back out to Salazar. And eventually recovered by the Flames, so you can set up. Nearly mishit there. Elena James able to rescue that ball. Penn State trying to win it back. And eventually it is won back by Hocking, who sets things back up for Jillian Jennings, and now back to Catherine Asman. Asman inside her own 18. We're approaching 10 minutes to play now in this first half. If you just joined us, Maddie Myers off a Kate Wiesner corner kick was able to give Penn State the lead inside the first 5 minutes. And ever since, the Liberty Flames have looked pretty good, winning the ball back, getting in Penn State's face, and Penn State hasn't really been able to create any great chances outside the first 5-10 minutes. So a 1-0 lead for Penn State, but the Flames certainly playing on the front foot for the rest of this first half. Jennings clears it away, finds Natalie Wilson. Wilson taken down, no call. Ruby's got it for the Flames. So Ruby trying to bring it up, sending it to the outside. Here come the Flames, a little 1-2 action. Cross coming in, missed by Myers, but it goes through everybody, and now Ivy Gardner's got to give chase and start reorganizing for Liberty. Gardner battles with Myers. Myers eventually wins it and kicks it out of bounds for a Liberty throw, and Birdie Herman will come up to take it. But another throw in all the way deep in Penn State's territory.
As we said, ever since Penn State's one goal, Liberty's kind of dominated the possession. We played a lot on the Penn State third, so Liberty's giving themselves chances, see if they can capitalize.
And Ivy Gardner, while trying to handle a bouncing ball, hit her arm. Handball and an easy outlet for Penn State to get out of that threatening Flames attack. As Asman takes the kick, or gives the ball over to Hyatt, who will take the free kick. Be interesting to see the attitude of these two teams. Less than 10 minutes to play in the first half. Penn State with the lead, but has to be on their heels a bit. Maybe Penn State try and turn it up, try and double their lead before halftime, kind of deflate Liberty's feeling. Or if Penn State will try and just sit back and defend, understanding that the Flames have gotten close, and Penn State will try and just hold on to this lead going into halftime and adjust the tactics during the team talks.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways Penn State can handle this. They can either A, be aggressive, try to add on, or B, play it safe, not give up anything, defend, as you said, and maybe just move into half number 2 with a 1-0 lead. Liberty, you got to think with the way the rest of this first half has been, how they're playing a lot on the Penn State half of the field, got to think they're going to be aggressive and try to steal one. If they go into this half tied, I mean, that'd be a big win for the Flames.
And some substitutions here for Penn State. Looks like Elle Kirshner is going to get on the field along with Caitlin McBean. So Penn State trying to keep some fresh legs to keep up with Liberty's press. Wilson gets it back to Maddie Myers. Fights hard with Sadie Holland. And Holland doing a good job putting the pressure on, not making it easy.
As we said, Sadie Holland, the Ole Miss transfer from the SEC, so she's obviously played in a lot of big soccer matches, so you got to think she's used to playing these big-time Power 5 type teams. As I remember, Penn State in the Big Ten, used to this type of competition.
Flames looked a little, had something going just outside the 18, but once again, Penn State having a bit of trouble getting out of their own end, as they'll win themselves a throw-in. But certainly seemed with Caitlin McBean, Elle Kirshner, Devin Olive, some substitutions that I feel Penn State might not make sometimes this early in the match. They've made them now. It seems to adjust to what Liberty's been able to do here throughout a lot of the opening 45 minutes. Yeah, throw in for Myers. She'll take her time. You can see Penn State defense, especially Myers and Ellie Kirshner, have been playing that right and left back spot. Definitely tired, as they've had to do a lot of running and their job has not been easy. McBean tries to take her first touch off the chest. Battled for a moment, now McBean has a chance to win it back. Kicks it out of play. It'll be a Liberty throw-in. Battling there with, looked like it was Slovak on there.
Yeah, and as a team, as you said, with the way Myers and Scheinman have had to play, I mean, you got to think this is not the way Penn State wanted to draw it up, them having to be so involved defensively early on.
Wilson won that ball back and sent a crossover. It was handled by Salazar. Now here's Corey Dyke. Plays it back to Maddie Myers. Little one-touch action. Now Kirshner gets it caught, or not Kirshner, rather. Gets it caught down in there. Now the Flames recover. Flames battle for it. They win it back in midfield. But Jillian Jennings is able to cut that one off and start Penn State going the other way. Jennings ball attempted for McBean, but handled by Liberty. Now Birdie Herman's got it. Long ball played forward, looking for that end of the run, but Maddie Myers is able to just play that one out of bounds for a Liberty throw. Brianna Myers was giving chase to that one. As we said, Liberty keeping a lot of fresh legs in to continue to try and play long and press Penn State a lot. And we see more of that there as Elena Janes got in on the play, but Devin Olive's able to regather that one for Penn State and try and start them out. You can see Corey Dyke bothered there by Brianna Myers of the Flames, and It's been constant. It's been a really nice performance here from Liberty after conceding first. Hyatt tries to start things up. You can see even with Penn State having the ball, he counts 6 Liberty players in Penn State's half still trying to press and win it back, and now Jillian Jennings' ball is a poor one, and it'll be a throw for Liberty.
Yeah, and for a metaphor here, Liberty's kind of like a bad headache right now. Penn State's doing everything to try to get rid of them. They just won't go away. The Flames just continue to attack. And as we said, if Penn State gets lazy at some point, Liberty is right there to try to capitalize and tie this thing up.
Ball being headed around right now. It'll eventually find its way to Cassie Hyde, who can try and start Penn State on their way, but they've had some trouble exiting their half cleanly. Something head coach Erica Dombach will certainly look to get on in the halftime team talks. So they have the lead, but they haven't looked like a clean soccer team, especially in the last couple minutes here as we approach 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Corey Dyke making her way through midfield. Press broken just a little bit, but now Liberty can kind of get back. And you can see the amount of pressure they try and put on some of their subs. Taylor Mason, another one of the new ones, was coming in on that near side. Jennings looking for a long ball for McBean. They battle for it. McBean making a lot of efforts to get that ball, still being fought for it. Eventually she won it back and eventually wins herself a throw for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, and one thing Coach Dombach's going to be saying at the half, you got to think she's going to have to try to flip the field. A lot of play in the Penn State half in this first half.
Hocking has a go at goal just over the crossbar. You can tell Penelope Hocking, a very talented goal scorer, getting that one on her right foot, seeing a little bit of open space. It was an ambitious shot for sure, but I'm sure her teammates are perfectly fine with her trying to take on that one. To try and, stifle Liberty's attack here, going down 2-0 would be brutal for the Flames after playing a very positive half. I'd say even better half as we're going to take a look here at Hocking's right-footed effort. Just got a little bit underneath that ball, got a little bit on the lower side of it, a little too much, so wasn't able to make Leha make a save for Liberty.
Yeah, Hocking only 1 goal in the year, but tied for the most shots for the Nittany Lions with 16, so she's very aggressive. She's going to put the pressure on that Liberty defense and Liberty goalkeeper.
Yeah, that opening home scene for Penn State, it looked like Hocking came so close to scoring so many times. You could maybe wondering if there was some frustration after she had such a successful season at USC last year. McBean has it in midfield, but eventually Hocking able to get that first goal on the road and can kind of get that weight off her shoulder. Getting a little physical there as Devin Olive puts that one out of play against Taylor Mason. And now Birdie Herman has a throw in for Liberty.
Yeah, as you said, with Hocking obviously coming over from USC, was so successful there. It does take a little bit of time with this new transfer portal and the way players move around to get used to the new team. I think she's starting to embrace her role and being really aggressive for the Nittany Lions. I think more goals to come for Hocking. I expect her to have a really big year for Penn State.
Kirshner did a good job helping win that one back for Penn State. And Nittany Lions have looked a bit more comfortable against that press, and I think that's certainly going to be something talked about as halftime as we're nearing a minute to play. Kirshner's touch just a little bit heavy, though. Mason had it, but just for a moment, Maddie Myers did a good job of helping her teammate and playing that one back now for Jennings. Jennings is pressed down. That one's turned over. Here's Ivy Gardner. Gardner on her right foot. Gardner's going to have a go at it, and that one will find the back of netting for a Penn State goal kick, but that was nearly the collapse. That was what Liberty was looking for, and Gardner did a great job driving it on her favorite right foot. Shot maybe a little bit too deep, but almost like Hocking, when you have that open opportunity, and despite it being a long shot, the chance was worth to be taken, just didn't go her way that time, didn't catch it as cleanly as she might have liked. Liberty's press is in full effect now as Brianna Myers wins it back, and it'll find Birdie Herman, who tries to play it forward, but falling away, kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a Penn State throw-in as we are less than 30 seconds away from halftime.
You got to think Penn State now probably just trying to get to the half, watching that clock tick, looking to just wait for it to go to all zeros and head to the half with a 1-0 lead. Penn State, no sense of urgency here to keep going.
Now Maddie Myers slowly jogging down, taking your time on this throw, and as we'll tick inside 10 seconds. As the clock withers away as this throw-in goes to the near side for Caitlin McBean, she'll hit it up. Kirshner attempts to kick it, but the time will expire. Great half from the Liberty Flames, but the scoreboard indicates Penn State in front. A goal for Maddie Myers off a corner kick inside the first 5 minutes has Nittany Lions leading, but this Liberty press has looked threatening. Ivy Gardner nearly a great chance right before halftime to put Liberty back on level terms. Yeah, Liberty loves to outshoot their opponents. They're not doing that tonight, getting outshot 5-2 by Penn State. 1 shot on goal, that was the goal for Maddie Myers, to 0 shots on goal for Liberty. But the Flames are going to keep coming forward time and time again as we are underway in this second half. Chloe Marr started things up for the Flames. Meredith King gave chase to a ball. Wilson tries to fight for it, still being battled around, and Kate Wiesner, who had the assist on that first goal, fouls Chloe Marr. Rather, that was Grace Spade for Liberty who was fouled. And the Flames will get a free kick instantly and have a chance early, less than a minute into this second half, to try and even things up with Penn State. And
one thing, going back into Penn State being a little too slow, Liberty's physicality might be a part of that. Liberty's been very physical in the attack, so we'll see maybe if Liberty stays physical, if Penn State's even going to be able to speed up.
Meredith King tried to send in a second ball, but Liberty already feeding off that momentum from early in that first half, and already carrying most of the possession as Rebecca Ernest has it now. Tries to play a long ball. That one kicked up by Wheeler and eventually played back to Catherine Asman, as Penn State looks to get out of their own half, is which they struggled with, and Liberty already coming up with that press. And Wilson looks for Hocking. Hocking battling with Salazar there for a moment. But eventually it'll be played back, and the Nittany Lions can reorganize. Here's Wiesner. Cross to Myers, the lone goal scorer in this contest. Finds Corey Dyke. Dyke tries to get upfield. Penn State still not out of their own half yet. Eventually, ball's retaken by the Flames. Chloe Marr on the ball now. Marr tries to give it back, but eventually that one was hunted down by the Nittany Lions, and now Wheeler will try and start things up the other way. Corey Dyke for Natalie Wilson. Wilson plays catch with her. Dyke plays it up for Hocking. Hocking plays right back to Dyke, and she'll look for Amelia White, who's back on the field, who's making her first start tonight. Was subbed off and now is back as White tries to gallop forward and cause a little bit of a threat for Liberty, something she did very well in that first half. Really, Penn State lost a lot of their attacking flavor and prowess after Amelia White came off the pitch, so definitely a good choice for Erica Dombach to have her back up and going on the right wing in the second half.
Yeah, as you said, Amelia White back in was really the lone attacker for Penn State. And as you said, when she came off the field, the attack changed for Penn State. Now that she's back on, we'll see what they're able to do.
Nittany Lions trying to get forward. Here's Schlegel. He's had a couple of chances, nothing too big. Amelia White with the ball now. Tried to play it to Wiesner, who was coming forward, but did so unsuccessfully. Myers is fouled. It'll be a free kick for Penn State. Again, still 1-0. The goal was scored within the first 5 minutes of the game off a corner kick from Kate Wiesner, finished off by Maddie Myers. But Liberty again has looked to the better side. Erica Dombach very frustrated coming out of half in our interview with pitchside reporter Zach Gershman. So see if her team responds to what sounds like was definitely a frustrating team talk at halftime. Ball played forward. Wiesner looking for, eventually falls for Hocking. Hocking trying to drive at Sadie Holland, but did so unsuccessfully. Now Liberty can try and break out. Ball looking for Meredith King. Ellie Wheeler's going to try and chase that one down. Wheeler eventually gathers it, keeps it in play, turns back on her left foot, clears it, but only for a moment as DeRuby gets to it. DeRuby now back. Liberty with a chance here. Shot taken on, floating, and under the bar and in! What a goal from Grace Spade! The shot didn't look like it had too much pace on it, but it fooled Catherine Osmond just enough to sneak under the bar, and the Flames have their equalizer.
Yeah, Grace Spade with a great shot. I think Catherine Osmond thought maybe that was going to be a little high, kind of delayed on the jump, and then just went over her outstretched arm for a phenomenal goal. And just like that, we said Penn State's been sluggish and slow. Just like that, Liberty ties it up.
Spade, we're looking at the replay now, just found an inch of space and surprised Catherine Asman with that shot. Beautifully under the bar. The Penn State team huddled up around Asman now. Really need to wake up, but Liberty has come to play in Happy Valley tonight. You have to think they are thrilled with their performance now, trying to seek out their 4th straight victory, playing against the number 11 team in the country, and now they found their equalizer in Grace Spade. Talk about before McKinley Burkett not playing tonight. Only player on this Liberty team with multiple goals. Now Grace Spade joins her with her 2nd on the year. Yeah,
the 5th-year senior Catherine Asman brought the team together. A little fired up there after giving up that goal, letting her teammates know we're not playing real well right now. We got to get it going. And the one thing you got to wonder, we don't like to speculate up here, Coach Don Buck was very upset with the team at halftime. You got to think this is their last non-conference game. They're coming off a loss. They had a loss to Stanford on the road trip, bounced back against Santa Clara. Is this a team that maybe was overlooking Liberty, just trying to get to Big Ten play against a team like Liberty, who's very talented? You cannot do that.
Yeah, now Penn State, who has been a pretty good offensive team. They only scored 1 goal in those 2 games on that West Coast trip. So now they're really going to have to dig in and try and find something offensively as Mika Scheiman tries to dribble through the Liberty defense. And right now for Penn State, you really got to weather the storm as Chloe Marr tries to head one on. And Liberty might have a chance here. Here's DeRuby. DeRuby trying to take on Scheiman, drops it back, plays it toward the middle. Now Chloe Marr with it. Back in front. Finds Sadie Holland. Holland looking for Meredith King. King's going to get there. Meredith King, Liberty, all the momentum now. Her ball in, headed away, over momentarily, going the goal line, and what a big clearance there for Penn State. Amelia White tries to press the other way, playing it long for Schlegel. Schlegel's all by herself, so she'll stop for a moment, turn around, but then find Amelia White again. Penelope Hawkins coming to join them. Amelia White trying to lead this counterattack. The true freshman, eventually she is stopped. They'll be cleared away. But let's go back to Liberty really having a chance, cleared off the line.
With Scheiman there, great play there as Asman was away from the goal, fell down. Scheiman saves the goal for the Nittany Lions.
And Wheeler has a go, the left back getting forward, trying to join her. Hawking just takes it short to Wiesner. They play it out to Corey Dyke. Dyke back to Wiesner. Wiesner on her left foot slips as she tries to play that one in, and the Flames will nearly get out of it. That was cleared off Chloe Marr. Now Corey Dyke can float one towards the back post. Schlegel gets her head on it. Schlegel hits it just wide. Great opportunity there. Great job by Schlegel positioning himself on the back post. Corey Dyke's secondary ball in after a clearance attempt went off Liberty's own player, Chloe Marr. Penn State inches away from getting back in front. Their striker just missing on the header. Watt.
Yeah, Corey Dyke with a great find, finding Allie Schlegel, who leads the Nittany Lions in goals scored this year. Great find, great opportunity. Penn State unable to capitalize. 2 good opportunities there. Penn State starting to flip it, starting to get more shots on goal.
Penn State back with the ball, showing a little bit more prowess offensively after giving up the equalizer, as here comes Penelope Hawking. Hawking driving in, past defenders, tries to play back for Amelia White. There's a great slide tackle there. Schlegel tries to send it back in, but way over. As Liberty will have a goal kick, but Penn State showing a lot of threat now. It seems they might not have gotten the message at halftime as Liberty was able to equalize, but it seems that they've gotten the message now that this game is tied. We'll look at the replay here. Hawking, a great ball into Amelia White, and a beautiful slide tackle there. Schlegel's secondary chance just got way too under that one, and it'll be a goal kick for
That was Birdie Herman with a great slide tackle there. She's been all over the place defensively for the Flames, doing a great job stopping a lot of Penn State's attacks.
Good call there, Birdie Herman. A couple great clearances on the end. We saw Mika Scheiman there getting a great clearance off the goal line. And now we see Birdie Herman. Amelia White dribbling around in midfield. I'm going to try and now go forward. Amelia White going all the way to the left side, out of position, finds Nally Wilson. Wilson trying to play a ball in, giving chase was Maddie Myers, perhaps searching for her 2nd goal of the night. It does so unsuccessfully. We're almost 10 minutes into the second half, just doing this. Both halves featuring early goals, one by each team. Liberty has evened this game up, looking to try and end on their final stretch of non-conference games. This is not their final non-conference, but in a road trip of final non-conference games, trying to end on a positive note. They are currently on a 3-game winning streak. Penn State just coming back from the road. This is their final non-conference game and trying to end with 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, but right now, evened up with the Flames, who come in here unranked and putting up a great fight against the number 11 Nittany Lions.
Yeah, and Liberty obviously has one on this road trip. They'll be heading a little west to take on Pitt in their battle of Pennsylvania before heading back home. So great opportunity to steal one here against the number 11 team in the country. It looks like Liberty does have a player down off the screen.
Yeah, Liberty a player in their own end. Interesting to see if they stop it here, because Penn State kind of reaping a little bit of the advantage as Penelope Hockey's going to try and give chase from this Natalie Wilson ball. Obi played out by Ernest. And finally, the play will be blown dead for that injured play. Trader's going to come out. It's just on her knees down there. Tough break. Didn't see exactly what happened.
Yeah, don't like to speculate, but I did think maybe a little bit of a cramp immediately when she was running on offense for a chase of the ball, just started to grab her leg. So hopefully, as we said, if it's just a little bit of a cramp, she'll be able to get back in this game once she gets treated to. But obviously tough loss here for Liberty, as you know, their offense has been such a key in being attacking against this Penn State team.
Yeah, as she goes up, I see it's Chloe Marr, who's been fantastic for Liberty, really pressing, really captivating what this team has been tonight, which has been a high-energy team, a team that's been optimistic, looked for opportunities, played on the front foot. And Marr's been one of the top players in pressing. She's worked hard all night, and she's on her own feet, but requiring some assistance to walk off the field here.
Yeah, it's played 40 minutes so far, a lot of minutes. So we'll see. Hopefully, as we said, she'll be able to get back in the game. Such a key for the Flames. As we mentioned, McKinley Burkett has not been in the game for the Flames all game. And, you know, she is the leading scorer for Liberty.
It's going to be Ava Goodman who's going to sub in to replace Chloe Marr. She's still walking off the field. Ellie Wheeler wants to throw this ball in, but they're going to have to wait a while until Marr gets off. Who's walking on 2 feet, but requiring some help, and really hope that everything's all right with her, as she has played tremendously tonight. Not getting the goal as that was Spade, but she really did a ton to help create that chance. Wheeler misthrows it, and Meredith King recovers, and Spade tries to get things organized for Liberty. Headed up in midfield, and eventually Mika Scheiman has it. Scheiman and this Penn State defense trying to organize, trying to do a little bit better job of breaking the Liberty fence, but now Ruby takes it away and tries to play it forward, though Meredith King is not going to be able to get on the end of that one. Here's a Wheeler, clearing it away, looking for Hocking, headed up by Salazar. King brings it down, still in play. Now Ruby's got it. Dyke comes flying in. As Holland recovers, tries to send it across the field. Myers heads it down, and it's recovered by Amelia White. Amelia White takes a heavy touch, and Liberty's got it back. Liberty really capitalizing on any Penn State mistakes. Ball played in. Here come the Flames. Finds Natalie Wilson now, and Penn State can try and recover and get out of their own end. Wiesner now trying to break out. She finds Amelia White. Amelia White still trying to escape, is having a hard time getting that first touch and getting out of her own half. Scheiman heads it up. Headed down, and Liberty's got it the other way. Shoulder-to-shoulder action, so the referee says get up to the Liberty player. Now Hocking's got it. Hocking makes a nice little hesitation move, battling with DeRuby there. Hocking gives it to Wiesner. Wiesner looking for Schlegel on the near side. Ernest takes a touch. The goalkeeper goes down. Schlegel still chasing. Atlanta James calmly lays it away to Birdie Herman. Herman's clearance attempt off one of the Penn State players, and it'll be a throw-in for the Flames. Nearly chaos there as Atlanta went down for Liberty.
One thing to notice, Penelope Hocking looks very upset on this near side. I mean, she was running down the field, maybe a little miss spots here by Penn State, but definitely did not look happy as she was looking over to her sideline with her hands up in the air.
Yeah, her and DeRuby were having a battle across midfield as Hocking tried to drive. Ellie Wheeler's calling for the ball from Corey Dyke, but she's not going to get it. Dyke's going to turn around and try and reset for Penn State. Scheiman's got it now. Corey Dyke. Penn State getting a little bit more on the front foot, but again, this game remains even. Hocking has it on right foot. Hocking's going to have a chance, and that just missed that near post on our side. The goalkeeper layout was frozen, rooted to the spot, you might say. And Hocking, who's had a couple chances from just outside the 18, barely misses that one. You can tell she's eager to try and get Penn State back in front.
Yeah, Hawking's definitely a little frustrated right now. I'm sure a lot of the Penn State team is frustrated as a team that feels like they were playing well, but they're tied 1-1 right now in a close game against Liberty. Hoping to get out of here. Definitely got to turn it around. Got to get a lot more confident if you're Penn State.
Penn State has definitely felt like they've been more on the front foot since Liberty scored that goal, but the bottom line, almost like we said for Liberty in the first half, despite them playing well, the bottom line is the scoreboard says Penn State leads. We look at a replay of Hawking's goal here. A beautiful right-footed shot just glancing by that left post. Just a bit too much curl on that one as Hawking's got the ball back in midfield now, again being harassed by Ruby. Wheeler trying to make a run forward. She's going to have to come back to retrieve that ball, and Meredith King's able to get in front of it. Wheeler slips again. We saw her slip earlier in the throw-in, and King's able to take over. Here comes Meredith King. Cuts it back on her left foot. Tries to play a ball all the way across. Myers looking to defend it. And she'll eventually be able to find Allie Wilson, help Penn State get on their way. Schlegel turning. Now slows down, gets back on her right foot, and finds Allie Wilson. Schlegel pretty deep now. Ball mishit. Schlegel's got to go sliding to play it back to Wheeler. Nice job there by the striker, playing a little bit of defense as the Flames nearly pounced on another Penn State giveaway. Hyman now finds Corey Dyke. Dyke for Hawking. Hawking, another defender, right on her back. She's been touched a lot physically tonight, but Hawking able to break away. And finally, she wins her free kick, and you see some anger from Hawking. The Salazar was all over her. It's almost a little bit of a finally getting a call from the official as defenders have been all over her, really respecting how great of a scorer she is.
Yeah, I think that's been the game plan for Liberty all night. Really, real physical with this Penn State team and try to make them uncomfortable. Penn State's a great scoring team when they are comfortable. Make them uncomfortable and see what they can do. Penn State struggled so far against the physicality.
Here's Amelia White. Amelia White trying to go through a couple defenders. Amelia White finally tries a shot, gets deflected. Looked like Ernest was trying to chase that one down to keep it from being a corner, although it does find its way out past that goal line.
It gets kicked out of bounds. Penn State's rewarded with a corner.
Hawking takes the corner, deflected by the keeper, Leha, and eventually goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Schlegel was able to get ahead on that, but unable to capitalize. So again, another corner, another opportunity for Penn State. That was their sixth corner of the game, only one goal.
A lot of substitutions just being made there for Liberty. As Adam said, a lot of the mentality for the Flames tonight is fresh legs. We're going to get a stoppage of another injury.
And this one's not good if you're a Penn State fan. That's Allie Schlegel that's down.
Yeah, it looks like the referee waving over. Automatic stoppage for a possible head injury. Both teams are going to try and huddle up, go over strategy. They're going to hope Schlegel's all right. The trainer finally makes her way out to her.
Yeah, she went for a header there and immediately went to the ground. Don't know if she made contact with the Liberty player or just the ball hit her head wrong. But Schlegel went immediately to the ground. The official right on top of it and immediately stopped him.
Hawking jogging back out there. So it looks like Caitlin McBean waits to come in for Penn State. So wait, hopefully Schlegel's all right. So we'll quickly go through some of those substitutions. Liberty made 4 of them. Looks like Allison Hansford taking off Meredith King, Brianna Myers taking off Haley Engel, Ivy Gardner back in for Rachel DeRuby. And that was the 3. And then, as we mentioned, Caitlin McBean's going to come in right here now to take out Allie Schlegel, who took a knock on the head. Hopefully she's all right. She's up on her feet now. Talking a bit with the trainer. Looks like it might be a little bit of a bloody nose there. Hopefully that's all there is, and she's going to jog off on her own power. Take a look at the replay here. Ball coming in, looks like the back of the Liberty player's head getting Schlegel in the nose. Now hopefully she's all right. Hopefully it's just a bloody nose. She patched herself up. She looks pretty confident jogging off. We'll see if she can make a return later in this match. Just under 30 minutes to play even. Still even here, 1-1.
Yeah, and obviously Scheichel's so important for the Penn State attack. The leading goal scorer for the season with 3. You got to think she's going to be a key contributor going down the stretch here for Penn State.
And again, Caitlin McBean's in playing that central forward area. That ball's back for Salazar's making a good run forward for the Liberty Flames, trying to take the lead. Salazar dribbles in, just too many Penn State defenders to evade, and eventually Penn State looking for an outlet as Jordan Caniff, who is also a recent substitution into the game, tries to get her first touch. Could be a throw-in for Penn State. Ellie Wheeler to take it. Wheeler slipped on her last serve. She slipped a couple times tonight. We'll see. She's all right. We thought we were going to get rain earlier in this match, but did not come to fruition. But still, a couple times where Ellie Wheeler's slipped as Caitlin McBean looks to get her first touch from coming into the game. McBean's got it, driving towards that goal, and McBean tries to cut it back on her right foot, now back on her left. McBean trying to cross towards that penalty area, and Caniff just couldn't get to it, but a really nice job by Caitlin McBean, some of her first touches since being substituted back in. Nearly won that ball back for Salazar to clear it away, and a big applause from the Penn State bench as the substitution coming off for the injury did a great job there.
Yeah, Penn State starting to maybe steal the momentum here. You see in the bench trying to create some noise for this Nittany Lions team.
McBean battling, trying to win herself a corner, poked away momentarily by Salazar. Good job by the Liberty defenders to make that a throw-in and not a corner from that area. Ellie Wheeler's going to throw it in, and she'll find Penelope Hocking. Hocking probably the closest chance for Penn State to get back in front, just outside the 18. Shot it just wide. Scheiman tries to send it in. Now Jordan Caniff has it. She heads it down. Caniff trying to play it through to Hocking, and it'll clear it away. Penn State starting to feel good on the front foot. Scheiman's back in control. She's going to try and dribble up, pose a threat. Taking that open space. Now finding McBean. And now the ball finds Caniff. Caniff with some space to run into, tries to cross it in. A couple players running towards that back post, but able to be swept up by Aleha for the Flames. They'll be able to evade Penn State's attack, at least this time.
Yeah, again, Penn State with maybe one of their best opportunities since this game got tied at 1 apiece. So we'll see what Penn State can do. As we said, they need to be more consistent. Their opportunities are too few and far between, so let's see what Penn State can do.
Yeah, Liberty's done a great job kind of not allowing Penn State to get opportunities, like you said, in a row. You know, we just saw Caniff have a good chance there. We'll see if Penn State can try and continue that flow of offensive attack as Liberty's got the ball back now, and we'll just send it. Scheiman will head it down. At least from my look at it, it looks like a lot of the Penn State attackers are sometimes too far forward. They kind of need to come back and support that defense, because one of the ways that Liberty has been able to be a threat and even get their goal is they've been able to press that Penn State defense, who hasn't really had an outlet to find.
Yeah, as you said, Penn State maybe overextending a little bit, allowing Liberty to sneak in behind and make attacking opportunities.
Cross deflected by Ellie Wheeler, and it'll be a corner kick for the Flames.
Is on their second corner of the game, but the Flames, as we said, in a 1-1 game with 26 minutes to go here in the second half. Opportunities now, every possession becomes very crucial.
And that was Allison Hansford winning the corner. To take the corner, looks like it's going to be Birdie Herman. And despite only having a couple free kicks, couple corners, Liberty's looked a very strong threat in these set-piece opportunities. We'll see if they can do it again as Herman's ball going towards that back post, deflected away. Penn State's safe for now, but the Flames still on the ball and still a chance to get a secondary ball in there. Be taken back out of. Ball in is a little bit scuffed, and Penn State has it for now. Pass to McBean failed, and Liberty's back on it. They'll try and reorganize. Here's Ernest. She'll try and thump one forward. Does a pretty good job there on the outside, and Liberty's got another chance. Scheiman failed. Corey Dyke tries to approach. She blocks that shot down. Another chance for the Flames. Shot taken on just wide. Catherine Osmond not forced to make a save, but the Flames posing a threat again after that corner kick. It wasn't the first ball in, it was more the secondary chances they got. And eventually, Catherine Osmond's going to take a goal kick here. It was not required to make a save, but Flames did come close to trying breaking this tie.
Yeah, Corey Dyke, the midfielder there, was very aggressive on defense, was able to get a block and then able to force a missed shot. So great job there by Corey Dyke, stopping the Liberty attack.
So the Flames still looking to win this game, looking for their 4th straight victory. As McBean tries to play one over the top for Cannon. Salazar was all over it and able to clear it away, and Liberty's back on the ball trying to go the other way. Wiesner provides some good pressure. Now Scheiman can reorganize for Penn State. Corey Dyke plays the ball to possibly Wiesner, looks like no one in particular, and Birdie Herman, who was the one taking the corner for Liberty, is able to find it. So back and forth here. Looks like Allie Schlegel is A-OK. So looks like she's about to come back into the game standing on the sideline, which is a great sign for Penn State. And they're certainly going to need her now as we're under 25 minutes to play. Still a lot of time, but Penn State desperately needing a goal. The longer this game stays tied, the longer Liberty really believes they can go on and win it. And Penn State definitely wants to try and erase that thought from Liberty's minds. They want to really show themselves as the number 11 team in the country, as a dominant force. Unlike tonight, where they've really allowed Liberty to come in and play a great game. And honestly, in my opinion, Liberty's probably been the stronger of the two sides tonight, scoring a great goal and really being on the press and on the ball often. Yeah,
Liberty been in complete control, what it seems like all night. And Penn State, they got to find a way to change that. They have the ability to, like we said, they're the number 11 team in the country. They've just been unable to do that.
Hockey came flying forward, tried to play a 1-2 ball with Caitlin McBean, just a little too strong for McBean there. It went out of bounds, a little bit frustrating from Hocking. That'll be a handball on Corey Dyke trying to bring that one down. And Liberty, free kick, not exactly near the box or in dangerous area, but you see all the players going forward for the Flames. Despite the area of the free kick, they've really taken the opportunities whenever a foul on Penn State to try and get forward and create a chance out of a free kick, that might not look like it's in the most dangerous areas. Ernest is going to take it for the Flames. Plenty of flares right outside that 18-yard box. Ernest ball in. He's going to bounce, eventually find someone, deflected, and Mika Scheiman's just going to play the safest possible. Get it out for a corner kick. A couple players had chances there. It looked like Brianna Myers probably had the best opportunity to take a shot there. Deflected and out of play. And it'll be Birdie Herman once again to take the corner kick. She's done a good job so far. We'll see if this one can result in a Liberty goal to give them a lead that would certainly shock a lot of Penn State fans. Herman's corner kick towards that near post, deflected in, rattled around a moment, and cleared away by Penn State. Second ball in by Lena James, headed out, back down for Myers. And now Herman, her cross slash shot, whichever one you want to say was intended, just over the bar. And now Penn State will make their substitutions. Rachel Wasserman looks like she's going to get her first action of the match, and Allie Schlegel back in. Getting a breather for Penn State will be Kate Wiesner and Jordan Caniff, but a couple of big attacking players coming. We're going to look at Birdie Herman. Looking at the second look at him, it looks like this was an intended shot. Nearly caught Catherine Hasman off guard. It was very well taken, and Liberty nearly taking a 2-1 lead on a dazzling goal.
Yeah, and right back into attack of the Flames, wasting no time.
Schlegel, you can see well rested, trying to get back now. Ernest tries to play one forward. Headed on by a couple of players. Hocking now tries to head it forward for Schlegel. Schlegel playing it forward, and Caitlin McBean's got some space to run into. Liberty defenders trying to get back. McBean trying to drive it on her right foot, now back to her left, and eventually cleared away. Slovak trying to play it out. Wheeler trying to force the pressure, and it looks like a Penn State throw-in. Hocking gets it quickly back to Schlegel. Schlegel's attempt is cleared away by Ernest for another throw-in. Wheeler now to throw it. Penn State feeling confident with their star player back into the match.
Yeah, Penn State's coaching staff was a little upset there. They wanted the entire team to come up to an attack, try to create something. Some players still lagging behind in Liberty territory, so you gotta think that Penn State wants to attack. That's what the coaching staff's signaling, want everybody up to try to get a goal here.
Yeah, whatever the result of this match is, we've got just about 20 minutes to play. Liberty can hang their heads high that they forced Penn State to work as the throw-in's taken quickly. Eventually cleared out by Holland there. Some pressure being provided, but Penn State still able to regather that one now. Corey Dyke. Dyke into McBean. McBean getting a lot of playing time in this match tonight, especially with Schlegel going down injured a little bit earlier, but staying in the match when Schlegel returns. Shot taken on by Wasserman, just wide. Some applause from the Penn State bench. I wonder though if Erica Dombeck wants, we've seen Hocking tape a couple shots from that area right outside the 18. Now seeing Wasserman. We even, I think, seen Schlegel in the first half. I wonder if Erica Dombeck wants Penn State to try and get a little bit closer to goal instead of trying to take these long shots from the outside to retake this lead.
Yeah, long shots that aren't making Ainsley Leha, the goalie for the Flames, have to really work. So far, no saves for Leha. Hasn't really had to do much in goal. And Penn State really taking tough shots that haven't had really much of a chance.
Yeah, that was Wasserman. Wasserman had not seen a lot of action tonight, although notably Rachel Wasserman was able to score in Penn State's NCAA tournament run last year here at Jeffrey Field against Monmouth, a big goal that sent the Nittany Lions on their way in that match to advance in the tournament. So she's been seen here as a very strong sub, but missing that shot there. Hocking's got the ball now, try to play it back for Wheeler. Eventually it'll find its way to Natalie Wilson. Hocking's got the ball again. She's going to try and drive on her favored right foot. Hocking looking for the pass for Schlegel. It just missed her, but Penn State's able to keep possession here. Here's Corey Dyke. She's got some space. Corey Dyke's going to try a shot, and that one is going to force a save out of Leha. Another long shot. Kick is taken towards that middle of the post. Headed down by Schlegel for a moment. Still loose and eventually cleared out. Schlegel did a good job heading that one down, but it was blocked by a ton of those Flames defenders in there. Now Wilson gets it. She tries to send it in. Possible handball, and it is going to be called a handball. That'll be a Penn State free kick. Nice job by Natalie Wilson hustling down to recover that ball for Penn State. And it looks like Allison Hansford called for the handball there.
Yeah, the Penn State coaching staff was right on it, immediately signaling for it. And again, an opportunity now for Penn State as Corey Dyke will get the free kick. See what Penn State can do. Maybe get one in, and again, get an opportunity to take the lead here with 17 minutes to go in the second half.
Now, a whole brigade of Penn State players just outside that 18-yard box, ready to make a run for Corey. He's going to try to whip this ball in and get Penn State back in front. Dyke's ball is floated on in. A bunch of players waiting for it, Schlegel included. Headed down, eventually finds its way to Sheeman, who takes a shot, deflected in. A little bit of an awkward save for Leha. Not a lot of pace on that ball, but a save still required nonetheless. Scheiman with a big effort there, trying to get on the board and try and give Penn State that lead, but Liberty's able to escape unscathed.
Yeah, Leha, as you saw on the TV broadcast there, Leha, deep breath after getting that save. Kind of came in a little weird, was able to get the save.
And Hocking wins a free kick, tries to take it quickly. The referee wants to have her take a couple steps back. We've seen Penelope Hocking get very physical. A little bit of a welcome to the Big Ten for her after being at USC last season, but I guess we can say USC is going to be a Big Ten team pretty soon, so maybe that saying won't have as much of an effort. Here's Mika Scheiman's attempt there. Kind of an awkward save for Leha. Might not have been able to see it by a couple of her defenders, Erners and James. But nonetheless, a strong save despite it not being the hardest shot. And this game remains even. Deflected there. Wheeler goes tumbling. No foul there. Referee says get up. Dyke does a good job to make sure to win it back. And I think something Penn State's been doing a really good job lately is countering the press of Liberty by pressing by themselves. Hocking once again is taken down. And she's fired up. She's getting very loud and proud of what she's been doing, driving in, using that left shoulder to barrel down, and eventually our first yellow card is rewarded of the match.
Yeah, I mean, that one, I think Liberty's coaching staff, disagreed with the call. They thought Hocking just slips here. We'll watch it on the replay.
And it looks like it's that.
There's some contact.
It's that right foot of Salazar that was on kind of the back pant of Hocking. And it didn't look like much. You said shoulder to shoulder, perfectly allowed, but that right hand that was on the back of the jersey pulled Hocking down. Good job by Hocking. I thought she might have slipped like you said, but good job of the referee calling in, him saying kind of enough, as that's happened in a couple times in succession here.
Yeah, Hocking's had to deal with a lot of physical play today, and I think she's really done well. And I mean, it's crucial, as we said, Penn State looking to sneak out of here. Liberty's had a good game plan. They've been able to capitalize.
We'll see if Corey Dyke and Ali Schlegel have some shenanigans planned here. Schlegel's kind of standing right in front of where Dyke would be looking to play the ball in. Schlegel now steps back. Corey Dyke's going to step up, take a shot, deflected. I believe that'll be a Penn State corner kick. It will be.
Great on the punch today.
corner's taken short and quickly. Hocking trying to drive that goal line. Cutting back in on her left foot. Deflected and cleared off the line by Salazar. Dyke tries to take it on the volley. Still loose. Mika Scheiman's all the way down there with Salazar battling. Scheiman's got it back. She plays it for Wilson, who tries to float one up towards the keeper. Headed down, deflected away, and eventually Leha does a great job getting on that ball. And Penn State continues to knock on the door. Less than 15 minutes to play, rather, in the half.
Yeah, again, probably their best attack so far today. And Leha just a great save, keeping Penn State off the board.
Liberty recovers the ball. I do want to say the official scoreboard here. 14.5 minutes to go as we still remain tied at 1-1 in this contest. Ernest battling with Schlegel does a good job to head that one away to Slovak. Slovak surrounded by a couple Penn State players, but makes a good pass. Eventually Dyke pressures, and now Hocking can go the other way. Here's Penelope Hocking. Hocking on her right foot. Penelope Hocking will pass that one over to Rachel Wasserman. Wasserman tries to cut in now. Wasserman sends one just wide. Another long shot attempted by the Nittany Lions, not really posing a threat. As the Flames will make a substitution, looks like Rachel DeRuby is back in the match as Hansford comes out. DeRuby had a strong first half. We'll see if she can get into the action here in the second half. 13:40 to go here in this second half. Flames have evened things up 1-1. Penn State desperately looking for a victory to end their non-conference slate, but Liberty has come to play here. Wheeler finds Schlegel. Schlegel turned around, surrounded by players. DeRuby might have taken her down. The referee says get up. Wheeler will let the ball go out of play for a Penn State throw. She'll try and take it quickly for Kaden McBean, but Salazar is there for Liberty. Clears attempts headed by Wilson. Slovak tries to clear it out. DeRuby gets her first touch back in the game, but Corey Dyke's on the ball now for Penn State. Dyke being chased down by the fresh DeRuby, who continues to chase as now Dyke's got the ball back. Corey Dyke, a little bit of lovely skill from her with the back heel. Now Wheeler tries to cross it in, but Penn State's unable to come up with anything there. Charging in, and the Nittany Lions are using their press against Liberty now. Wheeler's taken down. That'll be a free kick in a pretty dangerous area for Penn State, as Ellie Wheeler was able to get between two defenders, collided. Looks like Meredith King was in on that action.
Yeah, King and Salazar there kind of just sandwiched Wheeler in between them, and Wheeler goes to the ground. Easy call, I believe, for the official.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the replay here. Salazar's got to be careful. She's on a yellow card. You see Salazar gets that right arm out, taking down Wheeler. I believe that is definitely the foul. And like we said, she's already on a yellow card from an earlier incident with Hocking, so she's going to have to be careful.
And the official letting her know what happened there, just explaining what he saw. And we'll play on here with the free kick.
Yeah, Hocking doesn't look like she has the angle to take a shot on goal, but she's got plenty of options inside that 18-yard box to find a player. She's actually floats one that kind of acted as a shot towards the goal. It's pretty easy for Leha, and Penn State's got to be pretty upset with how that free kick gone. Could have been a much more dangerous opportunity. Instead, it's easy pickings for Leha, and Liberty can kind of get some of their players forward and try to escape their own end for a bit.
Yeah, a lot of defense force being played here by Leha and that Liberty Flames defense, and you got to think 1-1 with 12 minutes now to go in the second half. It'd be a lot more comfortable for Liberty if it was on the other side of the field.
Salazar will try and just thump one forward, and you could tell Liberty maybe kind of running out of those offensive juices maybe as we near under 12 minutes to play now. Maybe Liberty starting to maybe get content with getting a draw out of this game, obviously playing a top 15 team ranked in the country as the ball is played in for Schlegel, who's chasing down. Leha has come out, but now she's retreated back to her goal line. Schlegel's gone down. The referee's initially saying for both players to get up. They battle for it in that far corner flag, and eventually it'll be a Penn State throw. And it looks like Kate Wiesner will sub in now, who had the assist on Penn State's own goal.
Yeah, I think right call there by the official on there. Schlegel and the Liberty defender were running into each other. I think both were initiating contact, so good, I think, no call there and play on.
And now Liberty's goal scorer, Grace Spade, is coming back into the match for the final 11 or so minutes, and maybe, unlike I said, maybe the Flames are going to try and gear up to try and find a winner in this game. They found their equalizer. See if they can find their winner. I mean, Penn State has not scored since the first 5 minutes of the match. been a little bit of a drought offensively.
Interesting sub by Penn State. Penelope Hawking exited the game. She's one of Penn State's more aggressive and more attacking offensive players in a 1-1 game now with just under 11 minutes to go. Her coming out, we'll see what that does for Penn State's offense.
Yeah, and Hawking was playing very aggressive, making a lot of hard runs, and you maybe think Schlegel got a little bit of a break from kind of her injury, and now Hawking kind of walking around the Penn State sideline. We'll see if she's just taking a breather, maybe for the final 5 minutes or so, the final push for Penn State, she'll make a return because she is one of Penn State's best offensive players. A long ball being played for Ellie Wheeler, who just can't keep that one in play, and the sideline for Penn State is ushering their players to come on and keep the energy up as Salazar will come to take the throw in for Liberty. And as Liberty can try and win this throw and get on the ball, we'll see what their attitude kind of is in possession, if they're going to try and, keep possession and maybe just try and hold out for this draw, or if they're shooting for victory. But on that throw, and they weren't able to get that possession as Schlegel receives a long ball. She tries to play it back for Kate Wiesner on the outside of the foot, but it goes out for another Liberty Flames throw. How aggressive do you get, Adam? Less than 10 minutes to go in this match. Penn State 1-1 right now. How aggressive do you get going forward, and with the chance maybe Liberty can try and counterattack? Do you kind of ignore that and kind of hustle everybody forward to try and find that winner and kind of refuse the idea of a draw here? Or do you kind of play the next couple of minutes looking for that goal and then kind of accept your fate? As Wasserman makes a nice move there.
I think it's pretty obvious. There's an old saying in sports, you play to win the game. So I think Penn State's got to stay aggressive because they've had so many opportunities as they're going to get a corner now.
Weezer will run away. Hawking's going to take this one, looking for Corey Dyke. Corey Dyke's got her right foot, takes the shot, and what a beautiful goal! Corey Dyke, she's had a couple opportunities in this match. She finally hits her stride and buries that one in the back of the net. And less than 8.5 minutes ago, Penn State leads 2-1.
And Liberty's coaching staff not happy with that. Great shot by Corey Dyke. Great pass there to start.
Gets great power behind that shot. Does a great job getting her favored right foot around that ball. And now Penn State is less than 8.5 minutes to go from a victory here in what has been a very hard-fought game against a strong Liberty Flames squad.
Yeah, Liberty has nothing to be ashamed of right now. They're still in this game. It's only 2-1 here with 8 minutes to go. But you got to think Penn State has to be feeling good.
Yeah, still plenty of time to go. Full just over 8 minutes as the clock has stopped or continuing to run here. Just under 8 minutes now. And Liberty's shown the threat. They've scored a great goal by Spade. So we shall see as we get a look at the Park Avenue Army, who's very happy, was waving the flags, going crazy for that goal. But Penn State can't just sit back here. Liberty's been up for the challenge all night, I would certainly say. They've made Penn State work all night. They've looked great in front of goal all night. So Penn State can't just kind of cruise in here. They're going to have to stay on the front foot, as it looks like they've been doing as Kate Wiesner wins a free kick for Penn State.
Yeah, Sadie Holland there will get caught with the whistle, and Penn State will get another free kick. But as we said, Penn State's been really good all night. Was now as we're approaching 7 minutes to go. Interesting to see how aggressive Penn State is. That's really how they got back in this game. So interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I think Penn State really flipped the script. In the first half, Liberty was the pressing team. They were only playing on the front foot, despite Penn State getting their first goal from Maddie Myers off a corner kick. The Nittany Lions were kind of playing on their back heels all their first half. And finally, in the early second half, Liberty finally paid off. And Penn State kind of woke up from there, and they said, we're going to be the pressing team. We're going to be the team that's putting all the pressure on the back line. And finally, they're rewarded off a set piece again, another corner kick opportunity, and a beautiful goal from Corey Dyke, who's worked hard all night, as Kate Wieser's going to pick up the foul. And Flames are going to, like they have all night, take this opportunity to get up and attack. And a good job by Caitlin Mackby, a little bit of strategic positioning there, just kind of standing in front of the Flames player, delaying that free kick.
Allowing Penn State to set up their defense as well. Obviously, now this is the opportunity Liberty needs. 6:24 to go. Can have a great shot here, maybe to get an attack and maybe tie this game up.
Ball was played down initially. Corey Dyke able to clear it out there, doing a little bit of both on each end of the pitch. Ernest now to Salazar on that near side, trying to look for Meredith King. I think you mentioned earlier now, gotta wonder how much energy's left in this Flames side after all game pressing and playing hard forward. That ball's gonna stay in play here as Caitlin Mackbean's on the chase. Mackbean trying to get around the defender, but a great job by Ernest tussling back and putting that one out of play. as Maddie Myers is going to come back in the match for Penn State.
Yeah, no surprise. And one of their key defensive players coming back in the game for Penn State with a 1-goal lead with under 6 minutes to go. And this Penn State's right where they want to be, obviously, with an opportunity maybe to add on, or at the least make Liberty have to go the length of Jeffrey Field here to try to get this tying goal.
And Maddie Myers will go back to right back. Ava Alonso comes back, who's playing in that center back position, as Caitlin McBean kind of just kicks it out of play for a goal kick as we near 5 minutes to play. Time running pretty quickly here. You got to think Liberty's going to get pretty urgent, as now Rachel Wasserman's going to make her way back into the match. She takes out Kate Wiesner, had a great night, playing very well offensively, strong in the midfield. If that's it for her, a really good night for Kate Wiesner, and hopefully trying to see her team with a 2-1 victory. Birdie Herman tries to thump it forward now. And Liberty finally kind of getting on that front foot. Many Penn State players coming back, and that one's going to go out for, I believe a corner kick. It is going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, you see Liberty moving very quick. Herman looking to get this off quick. Penn State's defense isn't set.
Yeah, Liberty less than 5 minutes to go now. These are the dying embers of the match. We'll see if the Flames can get it one more grade A opportunity. That ball's sitting near the goal line, eventually cleared away. Salazar is going to have to try and chase back and get that one and try and just send the Flames in again. 4:15 to play now. This contest, Penn State jumped out to an early lead just in 5 minutes into the match. In the second half, Liberty was able to get their goal quite early, first couple of minutes of the second half. And now here, in the last couple of minutes, less than 10 minutes ago, Corey Dyke scores a beautiful goal to put Penn State up 2-1. But now Meredith King on the ball for the Flames, trying to get one final opportunity to end this game tied up. Scheibman clears it out, and again, almost all 11 of Penn State players are behind the ball. The only one not there, Caitlin McBean, chased towards out of play. It'll be a Penn State throw, and Rachel Wasserman will leave it for Ellie Wheeler, who I'm sure is taking her time here with about 3.5 to go.
Yeah, no reason for Penn State to really hurry right now. They can take all the time in the world just to try, as we're under 3.5.
Wheeler so looks for McBean, headed down by Slovak. Battle now Meredith King and Rachel Wasserman. Slovak gets it back. King finds it, trying to press ahead, but just too many Penn State defenders around her as the ball's deflected out of play for another throw. And then, again, Wheeler taking her time here as the clock continues to run. We're nearing 3 minutes to play. Throw-in looking for McBean, who's eventually going to get it and thump it forward. Great job by her. We'll see if she can get to this ball first. It's going to be cleared almost towards us. I got a little excited there as Elena James puts it out of play.
Come on, Ray. Still time, Ray. Let's
And
go.
Wasserman's throw-in. We'll find Devin Olive back in the game, and she tries to send one in for Penelope Hawking, and then Leha is alert to that, scoops it up and tries to send the Flames going forward. 2.5 minutes to go. Penn State leading 2-1 after a goal from Corey Dyke put them ahead in this very competitive match. Two teams nearing the end of their non-conference slate, getting ready to start their conference play. Trying to finish on a strong note for Penn State after a really hard road trip. This would be a huge win to get after Liberty has come in and really given them a great fight here.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a very gritty win for Penn State. Wasn't always the way I'm sure Coach Dockman kind of planned for Penn State to be today, but, I mean, hey, they found a way so far, and with 2 minutes to go, they're looking like they're in the driver's seat. As we said, slow. It was 1-1 for a long time. They were able to find a way to get a goal here as we're under 2 minutes.
Yeah, Coach Erica Dombeck was extremely frustrated. Even though her team was leading 1-0 at halftime, in our halftime interview with our sideline reporter, Zach Gershman, she was not happy, and her team actually went in after that halftime, after that frustration and probably angry team talk at halftime. They actually conceded pretty quickly, but the team was able to huddle up, get back on their feet, and eventually take the lead very late as Penn State's going to win a free kick here. A little bit of some over-aggression from Liberty. It looked like Meredith King going to be called for the foul, and you just can't be doing that with less than 2 minutes left when it looked like it could have been a throw-in for her team. And once again, Penn State taking their time. Devin Olive slowly rolling the ball back for the free kick, and minute 10 to go. Clock doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon. Penn State has nearly edged out this close victory.
Yeah, desperation time now for the Flames, as we're starting to see as we're 1 minute to go. See what Liberty can do, really running out of time here at Jeffrey Field.
Ernest with the ball now. trying to find King across. Wheeler gets her head there first. Hocking goes back. Wins the ball. Myers clears it again. Penn State kind of just clearing that ball forward. Wilson just thumps it towards that far side corner flag, and we're just about 30 seconds to play here as Penn State can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Park Avenue Army chanting. Penn State going to bring a couple players up just to try and make it a little bit difficult for Liberty to get out. Overhead kick there. Being fought for. Scheiman up. Got to be careful here. Don't want to get too far up and allow Liberty to get one last chance here. Less than 10 seconds to play now. Salazar's got it for the Flames. Trying to make a move, send it towards the goal. Hyatt's got it. Hyatt is just going to dribble and clear this one away, and the Nittany Lions have edged out the Liberty Flames in what was a great battle. Final score 2-1.